Hi, Stanford fans. Welcome to another Make It Monday. I'm Nan Gerlitz, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Bloomington, Illinois. So glad that you're here with me tonight. I am live on my Facebook channel here every Monday night at 7 p.m. Central Time in the U.S. So hopefully we've got some people joining us live tonight. If you are watching the replay, I'm so happy that you've stopped by. I hope you'll stick around and learn some tips and tricks and some good information for your crafting. So if you're watching live, go ahead and drop a comment and tell me hi. If you're watching the replay, you can comment as well. Any questions or anything, you can just leave those in the comments and I'll get to them as they come up. And if you're watching the replay, go ahead and drop those in too. I'll get back to you, don't worry. So happy to have you here with me this Monday night. We're in full spring, right? Because it's the beginning of March and it was like 60 something today in central Illinois. It was delightful. So just sat outside and read my book at lunch today. So that was really nice. But by the end of the week, we'll be cold again. So just enjoy it while it's here. Okay, so first of all, I want to say a little self-serving, but happy anniversary to me. It's my 20th Stampiversary today. 20 years ago today, I signed up to be a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. Cannot ever imagine my life without being a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator now. It's so fantastic. I love everything about it, really. So happy Stampiversary to me. And I do want to tell you that been kind of, tinkering with what I could do to help you celebrate this anniversary with me. And I've decided to kind of continue celebration a little bit. So during the month of March, my anniversary month, for every $50 you order, I will send you a free gift. So if you order $100, maybe you'll get two, maybe you'll get a little bit of a bigger gift. I'll decide. It'll be a nice surprise. So definitely go ahead and get your lists ready and get going there, and you'll have a little surprise mail from me for every $50. So that's my big anniversary news. Thanks for being here to help me celebrate. Okay, so tonight we have my winning card from Friday Night Stamping. And this, if any of you were trying to find this particular stamp set in the catalog or online, you would not be able to, because it is a Paper Pumpkin stamp set. So let me flip the camera down and we'll talk a little bit about that. So if you're a regular here, you've heard me mention Paper Pumpkin before. Thank you very much, Penny. I'm so happy. I'm glad that I actually thought about it ahead of time. It's always an afterthought, like, oh, today was my anniversary. So, but this year I was really looking forward to it since it's my 20th. So big deal. So, okay. So Paper Pumpkin. If you're a regular here, you've heard me talk about Paper Pumpkin before. It is a kind of an oddly named, but nevertheless fun thing. It is our monthly craft subscription kit. So this particular one is the latest kit that we had. Let me get some of this stuff out of here. Okay. So Paper Pumpkin kits are just a monthly subscription, as I said. So you can sign up and you just get a great crafting kit delivered to your mailbox every month. You can suspend it for a month if you're going on vacation or you're going to be too busy or whatever. Or if you just decide maybe you don't like what it looks like. It's a surprise, but we do get a preview of if it's going to be cards or if it's going to be treat packaging or home decor, that kind of thing. So most of the time it's cards. So if you're following me, you probably like to make cards because that's what I mostly do. So so most of the year, I think it's like at least 8 out of the 12 months, I believe, is a card kit. So this one in particular, which was February's kit, is made 9 different cards, and I've made one of each just according to the kit directions. So here's one of the super fun things. So in the kit, you get everything is pre-scored and pre-cut. So like this card base was pre-cut. I just needed to stamp the sun. I stamped the inside of that kite, but that was already die cut. The bunny was already die cut. I stamped the greeting and just attached things. So it's a lot of just a little bit of stamping, some assembly, and you're good to go. So that's the first one. The card kits all come with coordinating envelopes, which is a fun little thing too. So you're ready to mail out your greetings. Then we've got a cute little ducky. Seriously. And I love that these are like peekaboo cards. Now you might be saying, where do you write your message in this card? Well, it's really simple. You write the person's name up here, and then you write just a few words at the bottom, which is my kind of card. So it's really great for somebody that maybe you don't know so well. You don't know what to write to them. You don't have a lot of space. So most of the cards are not like this, but I love that they give us some really cool different kind of things. They might give you a little fun fold or a peekaboo like this. So really fun raindrops in here and that adorable turtle. And here's that frog. So that frog was actually die cut and colored in and everything in the kit. So I just had to pop him out and attach him. But it also, your paper pumpkin kits also come with an exclusive stamp set. So this was the stamp set from February. So we've got our frog, we've got our kite, our sun, some flowers, and then some different greetings. You also get, let me find it. Here it is. In each month's kit, you also get a little Stampin' Spot, which is basically a 1-inch, did I open this? Yeah, a little 1-inch ink pad in one of our colors. And they have also promised that they will switch colors every month throughout the year. So you'll get 12 different color ink spots. So if you're just starting out, it's really nice. You can accumulate a bunch of colors of inks over the months throughout the year. And then you can decide, you know, oh, I use a lot of that garden green. I'll buy the big pad for that one. But you still have all these little guys that you can use without spending a lot of money and without taking up a lot of space. So space is an issue. It's another good one. The other thing that you get in your kit every month, along with, you know, like I said, pre-cut, pre-scored, pre-designed projects, embellishments, adhesive is also included. The only thing you might need to add is scissors. But you also get this instruction packet. So what they have started doing here, and I love it, is they tell you for each card which elements from the kit you need. And then for each one of them, they'll show you exactly the steps. So you start out with your stamping. They'll tell you where to do that and then where to apply the adhesive. You can see those little dots. That's where you're going to apply the little adhesive dots and where you're going to stick everything. We get dimensionals usually, and they give you more adhesive than you need. So I always have extra, which is great. So that's the overview of Paper Pumpkin. So what I'm going to do tonight is I'm just going to show you how to put together this alternative card that I did with, I pulled in some other supplies from my craft studio and used the stamp set and made an alternative card, okay? Those tiny glue dots are awesome. And I will tell you though, my Take Your Pick tool is my #1 friend when I'm putting together a Paper Pumpkin kit, because I don't always, today I have nails, but I don't always have nails to get those tiny glue dots off. Those tiny glue dots as well, because we sell the mini glue dots out of our regular store, but the ones that you get in Paper Pumpkin sometimes are the same size, sometimes they're a little smaller. And the little smaller ones are perfect for attaching like bows made with our linen thread or a skinnier ribbon, things like that. So it's a really good, nice little extra to have on hand. Okay, so as always, I've included the supply list along with cardstock measurements in the video description. So at any point after you've watched the video, you can go ahead and click on that link and get all the information there. The only thing you won't be able to purchase is that exclusive stamp set. So that is one of the benefits of being a Paper Pumpkin subscriber, is you get these cute stamp sets and everything that you can't get anywhere else. So we're starting off with Petal Pink cardstock. That is 8.5 by 5.5 inches and scored at 4 1/4. My standard card size, as you all know. Then we've got a piece of basic white for the inside of our card, which is 5 1/4 by 4. We've got another piece of basic white that I'm going to be doing a little bit of stamping and fussy cutting from. This one is 4 inches by 2 3/4. I've got a little scrap of old olive. This one happens to be 4 by about 2 1/4. That's just to cut out our grass piece. And then I've got a piece of the Design a Daydream Designer Series paper, which was perfect because, hello, it has kites all over it, and I've got my kites going on. So that piece is actually 5 3/4 by 4. So just a little tip here for you, actually. When you have a big 12 by 12 sheet of designer paper, pattern paper, what I typically do as a card maker is I slice those at the 4-inch mark, because 4 inches is what you need on a normal, a regular size card. 4 inches is the width that you need and to have a little border around. And you can get 3 of those strips out of each 12 by 12 piece, right? So I started a 4-inch, and then I cut from there what I need. So that's usually where I start. So if you're a card maker too, and you've got a big 12 by 12 sheet, and you're intimidated to cut into it, which I used to be, which means I had a bunch of paper that I never used, which is silly because you can just buy more. So definitely just start slicing into that at 4-inch strips, and then you'll use it more once you start slicing into it. A big 12 by 12 sheet is very intimidating. So we're going to be using 2 different ink pads tonight. Our Memento Tuxedo Black ink pad, because I'm going to be using our Stampin' Blends to color in, and our Petal Pink ink pad to match our base. And speaking of Stampin' Blends, I'm going to be using our Old Olive and our Soft Seafoam. I don't even know if you really can see the Soft Seafoam too much, but it added a little something to me. So I've also got our Stampin' Right basic black marker out here, and I did add that to the supply list. I'm going to do a little freehanding tonight, and I'll explain why when I get to that step. So, you can either freehand or you can just leave it. It's totally up to you. I'm going to be using mini dimensionals tonight because I've got some small elements, so these will be better to get in the little nooks and crannies. And I'm pulled out the Palms dies because it's got this great grassy piece that I thought would be perfect for our froggy. Turned out you thought so too, because I got the most votes. Okay, great. That's it. Let's get started. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is grab my trimmer. I thought I was so prepared tonight that I wouldn't have to leave you at all, but alas. Okay, so I told you that I cut this piece at 4 inches, which is perfect for what I need, but I've cut it at 5 3/4, which is obviously longer than my card base. So what gives there, right? I'm going to cut a 1/2 inch off of the top of this. So now it's only, 5 1/4, which is perfect. And then I'm going to flip this over, and I'm going to use this side for the inside of my card. So that little 1/2 inch strip is perfect. So a lot of times when you are trimming, I don't know if you can really see this, but sometimes your blade kind of pushes the paper into that little cutting groove. So I just kind of run my fingernail along that a little bit, kind of settle it down. Normally when you're cutting, that kind of lip goes down, so it doesn't matter. It's going to be next to the paper, but because I'm going to flip this over, it left a little bit of a lip on it. So very easily fixed. All right, a little bit of liquid glue on this, and I'm doing that just because it'll give me a little zhuzhy room. I love this stripe from the Dandy Designs paper. All righty. So that way I can get that right at the top. You could leave a little strip and have it kind of be white and then the paper and then white again. Looks like it's just a titch longer. So I'm just going to trim that even. And there's our inside piece done. Let's go ahead and attach that, shall we? Because y'all know I like to get that out of the way so I don't have to worry about what I'm doing with it. So a little bit of adhesive in each corner. Not on the grid paper. And then just even that up. How cool is that? I love that, how those pink lines just kind of disappear right into the back. I love coordination. I don't have to think about what goes with what, which is why I used the petal pink as my background color, because I had the paper all picked out. So, oh, that's very nice. There you go. I'm sure the Stamper Man is watching, so kudos from Betty. So the Stamper Man made a great card. I have to tell you, Betty, though, it was not Granny Apple Green. It was actually Parakeet Party, which is very close to Granny Apple. And I know that because he used the in color card paper, and Parakeet Party is in color. So honest mistake, because I confuse them too, unless they're right next to each other usually. All righty. So the other cut I'm going to make on this is, because you'll notice I've got this stripey over here, right? So I'm simply going to cut this at 2 inches. So I'm going to cut it right in half. And then I'm going to flip this side over and overlap them on the front. Yes, we were made it tough for you guys this week because we're both using cute little critters and all. So, and that bright green, which is always a favorite. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and attach my, oh, nope, first, I don't know if y'all noticed, but we've got kites on the back here too. Because it looked a little blank to me when I was putting it together. And I think I've told y'all before that normally, and I did not bring my Stampin' Block over here. Normally when I'm putting a card together, I don't adhere things. I kind of make all the pieces and then I lay things out and I think, okay, do I like that? Does it need to move over? Where's the greeting go? All that kind of stuff. So I had everything just kind of laid down without attaching it. And I just felt like that bit looked a little blank. So let me grab a Stampin' Block real quick. Now, the other thing that's great about Paper Pumpkin is in your first kit that you, when you first subscribe, you get a size D block, and all of the stamp sets that you'll get from then on will fit on that same size block. So you don't have to worry about buying a bunch of others. If you want to buy different ones, you can. And obviously, if you start venturing out into other stamp sets, you might need to get different sizes. But the Paper Pumpkin ones are all designed specifically to fit on that block so that you only need that one if you want. Which is also great because you just tuck that block right into your Paper Pumpkin box and it'll go with you on vacation or to your kids' t-ball practice or whatever. So if you want to do some crafting while you're waiting, maybe in the car pickup line, or wherever else. Or if you want to take it to work and work on it over your lunch break. I've done that before. So I'm just doing a tone-on-tone stamping here, which is just petal pink on petal pink cardstock. So you get a very, it's just a little more texture to the cardstock and just a nice little background. I don't even think we need a third row, but I'll do it anyway, just in case. And I'm by no means doing this perfectly, but you can see, like I said, just a tone on tone. It's just a little bit darker, and that's the perfect amount that I wanted. While I've got this stamp on the block, I'm going to go ahead because I need a kite. I need a kite for our froggy. So the one that I did on Friday, I will show you. Because Stampin' Up! Anytime in the paper pumpkin kit too, anytime you have something you need to stamp on, like the greeting banners and stuff, anytime you have something that you need to stamp on, they'll give you one extra. So if you make a mistake, you've got an extra one, right? So I had one extra kite that was pre-stamped and die cut in the black. So I just added the petal pink to it. And then I realized, oh, for my Monday live, I'm not going to have a kite. So I got to make one up. So there is the kite stamp, and there's also the kite string in the stamp set. So take that off. We're going to go this way because that's the way it was curving on my card. And I will stamp this one in black for the string. Okay. Yeah, and that does look just a little kind of plain. So I'm going to freehand the outline of that kite since it wasn't pre-printed anymore. So let's get that back here. Let's do a real quick stamp on our froggy while I've got the black open. Over here. He's so cute. Little smiling kite flying frog. See, and this is another thing that's so great about the Stampin' World. Like in the real world, frogs don't fly kites, right? And like that's what makes the Stampin' World way better than the real world. So when you're sick of the real world, just go into your little craft space, however big or little it is, and make yourself a kite flying frog. Way better. Okay. Close up all of our ink pads because I think I'm done with those. Oh, I still have to stamp my greeting, but that's fine. Okay, so these Stampin' Write markers, these are just like the same kind of ink as our regular stamp pads. So if you color with them, they're fine to color with, but they won't blend like the Stampin' Blends do. So I tend to not use them too much. But they have the large end and the small end, just like our Stampin' Writes. So I'm going to take that small bullet tip, which is perfect for, there we go, scrapbook journaling or writing inside of cards. So that's a fun little fact. If you have cards and you like to write in them, you can get matching ink markers to match your cards. And then you can write in them in matching ink. So how fun is that? That's a little extra, huh? Okay, so I'm literally just going to follow the lines of this kite. This is my kind of freehanding, you know? I probably couldn't have drawn a kite very well on my own, but I can follow lines okay. There we go. Now we got some definition. I like that better. All right, let's color Mr. Froggy in. So I started with the light Old Olive and just gave him an all over olivey tone, and I left his belly alone. This cute little froggy belly. This frog is not as slimy as most of them that you know, so if you're the type of person that doesn't like to pick up frogs, this guy's fine. So then I'm going to take the dark Old Olive, and I'm going to go over kind of as I've decided after looking at my sample, I'm going to have the light coming from this way. So everything on this side is going to be darker, and a little bit of shading down here, a little under his chin. And then we'll go back over that with that light one again, just to kind of blend those lines, right? And again, when you're first doing it, everything looks very harsh, but as it kind of dries, because they're alcohol markers, they will start to blend in more and more, and you won't have those harsh lines. Now, his tummy just looked way too white to me, so I'm going to take the dark soft seafoam, and I'm just going to fill that in. I obviously used the low light one on my sample on Friday, but that's better. So now we've got some different shades. All right. Boy, the comments are blowing up. Yes, I've got green paper on there too. That is die cut though, so. Okay, so that's all the coloring I did. No big deal there. Now we can start a little bit of assembly, and then I will die cut because I want to get these papers on here out of my way again, right? I like to work with a clean surface. I know a lot of crafters kind of laugh at me because their spaces look like, you know, tornadoes. And I asked the stamper man over the weekend when he came down, he was like, what happened in here? Because all this week I'm sharing fun projects made with different Stampin' paper pumpkin kits. So I had a whole bunch of paper pumpkin kits and elements and everything all over the crafting island. So it looked like an explosion. Okay. So what I did, because I didn't want to get this to be too busy, I went right up along a stripe so that there was still that white line between the kite side and then the stripe side. So that stripe, use that to, you know, help you line that up, right? Okay. Next, let's go ahead and die cut that little piece of grass. Super cute. So this is one of those things, just like last week when I was using that new bundle, and Betty had given me the idea for planets. And so I went searching through my different stamp sets for something that would be planets or world or whatever, and I came up with that world sentiment that I put on there. So go ahead and look through your stash and see what you can use with other things. You don't always have to just use things that come together. So I went looking for some different grass pieces, and I have a few die cuts that have some different grass pieces, but I thought this one was really cute, and I could just do a quick one pass through, and he could have a little grassy mound that he could hang out on while he's flying his kite. This one's super simple too, because everything comes out very easily. Minimal fuss. Okay. So I will put this one on first, and this one goes on dimensionals. Everything's kind of popped up on this card. I love it that way. So also, I put a link in the video description for subscribing to Paper Pumpkin. So you can head to there and see what it's all about. As I said, you can suspend it anytime during the month. So if you want to skip March, you could suspend it for March and then pick it up again in April. Super simple. And you can cancel anytime as well. And then you can come back anytime. So very easy to do. You can also get prepaid Paper Pumpkin subscriptions in 1 month, 3 month, 6 month, or 12-month bundles, basically. And that is really good for giving it as a gift. So if this is not something that maybe you're necessarily interested in, but boy, you know, my sister in California would love that, and you don't even have to mail it to her. You'll get an email code, a code through the email when you buy a prepaid, and then you can just send that code right to your sister, or you can make her a nice little card and include the code in it, and she can go activate it when she's ready. Yes, the 10-year one. So not only is this my 20th anniversary, but March is Paper Pumpkin's 10-year anniversary. So, and I will be talking about that towards the end of the video about what exactly is going on for the 10-year. So it's pretty exciting. So both of these elements are getting fussy cut tonight. So when I did this card on Friday, I did not have to fussy cut the kite because it was already die cut out of the kit. But this is pretty simple to do, obviously. I mean, a kite is one of the easier things to fussy cut, I would think. And as I always tell you when I'm fussy cutting, move the paper, not the scissors. The scissors are just up and down, up and down. The paper, oh, this is difficult. I'm going to go at this the other way. The paper is the thing that you want to move. And then you will get a much cleaner cut and it will be much easier. So there is our kite. And little Mr. Froggy is a little more intricate, and you can make that as, you know, you can kind of decide which bumps you want to follow, or if you just want to make him pretty broad. Or if you have some circle punches or circle dies, you could always just make him out of a big circle and flop him on there, and that's good too. So when I started 20 years ago, I would grumble if anybody made me fussy cut because I did not like it. So I totally understand if this is not your jam. But don't discount it forever because, as I said, 20 years ago, I hated it too. And now you guys see me doing it all the time on camera. So it can't be that bad. Okay, so our little kite, we will put a little mini dimensional way at the, whoops, that's more than one. And put one way at the bottom, and it's going to be bigger than the kite string, but it's going to be hidden, so no biggie. Couple up top. We will put a couple on the back of Mr. Froggy. Peel those backings off. I actually should have waited to peel the froggies off because I want to put the kite down first because it'll be hard to get it behind him otherwise. No big deal though. I'll just put them all down together. So we're going to put that right about there. Oh, see, and it's stuck over enough that it's stuck to him, so perfect. And we will plop him down on his hill with his kite. And I love that he's looking up at it perfectly, right? That all came together so nicely. Okay. We need a greeting. And then I think we're done. How easy was that, you guys? I absolutely love these kits. They are just perfect. It's actually something that my daughter and I have done. She recently had baby number 3, so she actually canceled her subscription for a little bit, but we'll be picking that back up. And she subscribed originally because that would give her a reason for the two of us to get together and stamp every month. So once we both got our kits, we would make a day and say, okay, when are we going to do that? And then Papa Russ there would watch the boys while we stamped. Now the boys are wanting to come down and do projects all the time, so I don't know how much more alone time Kylie and I will get to stamp, but that's okay if they want to join us. They're super cute. All right, and I love that little hello. Like, it's so tiny and so cute. It almost looks like a little fly. Maybe he's looking at that. Maybe he thinks it's a fly. Thanks, ladies. I do absolutely love the way this card came out. And I do, this was a fun challenge for me because once I make a paper pumpkin kit, I tend to forget about the cute stamps and everything that I got with it. So this was a nice challenge for me to pull out some of the past kits and make some more cards. So as I said, all this week on the Facebook page, I will be featuring our paper pumpkin kits, and I'll be showing you the intended project that came with them, and then I'll be showing you some alternatives, one or more alternatives with that same kit. So with this, I've got 2 more cards to show you using this same stamp set. So one, I've pulled out that designer paper that we used last week from the Hello Irresistible suite and stamped our row of flowers. So that was kind of my way of coloring the flowers, was just stamping them on colored paper. And then you've got that sun up there and some fun little patterns. And then I thought, well, how cute would a little rainbow be? Because that little kite string could make a cute little rainbow too. So I literally just stamped that kite string over and over in the successive rainbow colors. I've got a cute little cloud die cut that I got from the, I believe, Give It a Whirl die set. Stamped my flowers and colored them in with the same colors that I did the rainbow. Got my little sun up there and friends in any kind of weather. So I've got 3 different greetings from that stamp set and all sorts of things. And this little cute raindrop was actually a leftover from the kit as well. So super fun, right? Oh, thanks, Betty. I loved the colors on that too. It came out like so different than the other 2, which were a little more, muted spring colors. So lots of fun things you can do with your paper pumpkin kits. All right, let me talk to you a little bit about the 10th anniversary. So in March of every year, which is Paper Pumpkin's birthday month, they usually will include an extra gift. We've gotten like stencils before that match the kit. We've gotten extra stamp sets a lot of times. So you'll get 2 stamp sets instead of just 1. Sometimes you'll get 2 ink pads, little ink spots, super cute stuff. So this month is no different. We will also be getting a free gift in the Paper Pumpkin kit for March for this year. But it is our 10th anniversary, so they're promising us lots of good stuff. It is a greeting card kit, and as you can see, they've shown us at least one of the stamp sets. Are there 2? Who knows, right? But how pretty is this little botanical set? We've got the happy right here. And then the other ones, which you probably can't see very well, it says, happy to call you friend, happy anniversary, happy Easter, happy spring. And then you've got your little different botanicals in a pot to put them in. Super, super cute stuff. I know I'm going to get a lot of use out of this one. So once again, if you're looking to build your craft stash, it's a great idea. You get what comes in the kit is always a great price. Like I said, you also get extras of everything. So super, super fun. Delivered right to your mailbox every month. You need to just subscribe or reactivate it by the 10th of every month. So that is this week. That's this Friday is March 10th. So if you want in on that March kit with your extra free gift, which is always worth it, definitely subscribe by Friday. And once again, that link is in the video description, but it is here as well. You get that exclusive stamp set. It also coordinates with regular products from the catalog, so your colors will coordinate with Stampin' Up! Colors and whatnot. The one that I just showed you, the little froggy set, actually coordinates with the Rain or Shine suite in the mini catalog. So there's more products that you can use with that as well. It's a great idea for exploring some new techniques or new products that maybe you didn't, maybe you don't want to buy a whole set of, whatever, but you'll get a little sampling of it in the Paper Pumpkin kit and you'll say, okay, I loved that. I'm going to buy some more. Or, yeah, that's not my jam, but I'm glad I tried it. So really inexpensive way to do that. They always have great seasonal things as well. Let me pop up here so I can talk to you a little bigger. It's really great for seasonal stuff. So like in September, they usually have a Halloween theme Paper Pumpkin kit, so you can get that ready for October. In October, November, October and November, it's usually Christmas themed. And so like this last October, I believe, was Christmas cards. And then in November, it was tags for Christmas gifts, which we use every year. So that's awesome. Sometimes they even have little add-ons, little treat boxes or bags or, something else that you can use that will coordinate with it. So if you want to even stretch your kit farther, you can do that. And those are inexpensive as well. Let's see. Another thing I love is that everything's planned out for you. So if you love to craft, but sometimes you find yourself like, oh, I worked all day, I made dinner, I've got to go to somebody's play or, whatever, or maybe you just want to watch The Voice, which is what I'm going to be doing after this. You could bring your paper pumpkin kit right in front of the TV and craft while you're watching The Voice. So kind of fits into your life no matter how it goes, and you don't have to think too much because all the planning's done for you. However, if you like to think and if you like to go out of the box, you can take those supplies and just like I did tonight, make whatever you want with them. So I'll be showing you more of that this week on the Facebook page. So hopefully I've given you some more insights into Paper Pumpkin. Hopefully I've given you some tips and tricks for just regular stamping with whatever you're stamping with. And if you've learned anything new here, go ahead and click the share button so your friends and family can learn some new stuff as well. And maybe they'll hop on the Paper Pumpkin train with you. And you guys can get a group together and stamp every month, just like Kylie and I do. So, all right, that is it for me. Thanks so much for joining me tonight. Till next week, I'm still Nan Gerlitz. Happy